on the 22nd day, 8th month, 2022. Now I'm just having a look through here, a loop that MREA is going on because I'm not having any satellite imagery around the world today. Well, most nobody is. It's become a challenge. I'll show you as I go over here to what NASA the world view has to say about it all. Squantos, man. It's loading pretty slow. But come on, do this. Right as it comes in, it's nothing. For the whole world. From quite a bit. Oh, we finally get yesterday. Oh, that's a good plus. But there was a notification up here this morning. I'll show you. It's now available again. But it don't have the whole world in. So good. I will now have that because earlier today it was not. But I don't like that other image. It takes up a lot of data to use. So I'll get rid of that for now. Good. We'll have that on in the surprise peekins I didn't know I was going to get today. So let's do this here. Let's have a look in and see what it's showing. And then I'll get on to the forecast part of this. And then, the first thing I see when I look here is geometric shapes. Oh, you're probably not hearing me too good. You probably have to switch chairs. Hang on a minute. Oh, I forgot to switch my microphone over. Hey, you're going to hear me shuffling on a flight. Hopefully I don't turn on a TV show and get a violation for that. Or be crashing me out or anything for putting the wrong things in. Okay, well, we're going to move now. Yep, now we're over here. It's the same. It's just a smaller screen. Okay, we'll continue to broadcast. Yeah, if I unplugged the camera now, it would blow the broadcast down. Hey, look at the curves there. Bombs. Here's your S. Look at that firework. Here's the dingus. The immaculate ejaculate. That's so immaculate. The funny face cloud there with the square. Hi, I'm Mr. Tiki, coming to see you with my square head. Ooh, he's flying along and he's sharting a big cam bomb out over here towards the rest of the country. Maybe it's a shockwave. Since they won't admit that the next rays are EMFing up your skies, maybe that story will be more believable to someone came along here, huh? Beam sweat and frequencies and all sorts of chemical catalysts, and boy did they get bombed. I'll show you they did. Look at this crap coming over right now. The creeper right there before your eyes. Creeping. Creepy crawlers. No, the kind of crawler you'd want, not like a donut. Well, this is going to be a bit uncomfortable to do. Hang on a minute. I need the other keyboard. That's right, I'll just put you in my lap. We do the cursor bit. Yeah, man. You can see the bombs going across over here quite well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that one over there was a big stripe of them. An explosion off the coast here. Boom! See the tendrils in the center moving out from at one point. Not naturally occurring cloud formation, and on the below deck, not to be outdone over here at Hawke's Bay, decided, hey, let's give them some fallout too. The stuff that goes up, that comes down, fallout. Who knows what's in this swastika one? That's not natural. That doesn't sound like a blessing for the continent, does it? Oh, look, titties. There's the two titties up here on the mountains, so you've had some snow over there, right? Yeah, I noticed these things, and well, I'm a man. When the Rapa Nui off the coast on the low deck. Look at the bombs right here, right? Making that alien-looking face there, kind of like a pretzel, the triple hangman Staffordshire knot. Look, and the chem going over the top. That's the low deck, right? That's the fallout. Boom! That's over the top of that. Boy, are they stirring up some, a triple bomb going off over there. Yeah. That's not natural. Oh, some over here not to be outdone. Hey, I can do my explosion. V! My gosh, look at all this down low. Well, this is creeping over the top, the creeping dead, crawling across the Tasmaniacal Sea like a bee with a stinger all bent on giving you all a great big old jab. Jabba is out there always farting out some chem bomb. Yeah, I'll tell you, geoengineer, it is real. They create clouds right before your eyes. And all the patents are out there, and all the chemicals are in the skies, and they're in your body tissues, unfortunately. Sinking into your skin. Getting in your garden, eating that tomato, taking it directly right into your poop.
Your poop has got fibers in it. That's right. When they said that you should have more fiber in your diet, I don't think they meant Morgellons fibers. Look into it. Something came along and deployed in a line like the angel of death deployment of the transport planes. I've showed you that numerous of times. Where fireworks with planes is quite a payable industry that is used actually for fireworks. But who knows what private people are doing with those same platforms? Look at that! I'm just following a bomb, some kind of strato cruiser, continually deploying, and each one of these jumps of frames is 10 minutes, and this isn't that old. A couple hours ago. Going back, 3:04 in the afternoon. That was so when I go all the way to here, this is 1 hour ago. Coming your way, man. Coming your way, whether you like it or not. You gotta breathe it. Whether you believe it or not, you gotta breathe it or not. Right? Believe it or not, you're gonna breathe it or not. Oh, what the hell did they write here? Kemban Shak, Suki, or was it Volcano? Oh, I can't quite understand. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's hashtag exposed day. A whole of a lot more than 28. Okay. Couldn't quite talk. That the dingus cloud over here, whammo, with a big bell end. The bell end cloud fucking up. Boom, it ejaculated some kind of bombs over here. Spurt. Spurt, spurt, spurt. Spit-a-da-burp, burp, burp. Bombs. Oh, and not to be outdone, the coast of Australia says, yeah, we could toxify our people too. Yeah, let's take some of the city names off so you could just see. The absolute dirty Sanchez, or did one of, was that the horn of the biggest great white shark ever to appear off the coast of Australia? The fin meets the gold bar. Whammo, boom, whammo, boom, boom, saka, booma, 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 ploma, booma, booma. It was almost round, that one. There were the big squares underneath, and then the bomb over here going off, feeding the flows, thousands of points of bombs, these little flashes of light. Oh, isn't that so delightful as the waveform creeps its ways across the ocean as the big electromagnetic fryers are at, superheating the atmosphere. It's moving in a cyclonic direction. Meeting a mass of stuff that is not moving cyclonically. It's heated, anticyclone. Right? Hot meets cold, man. And things having that bomb shooting north into that deck. Wham. So that's going between two layers there. The fryers down low. See it going across this waveform right here. So it keeps nucleating this one cloud mass right there where I'm pointing. Not this big bunch of crap. That's the high deck cam. I'm talking this shit down here, over here below this island. There's a low deck deployment here. Look, bomb, 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 bomb. Something came along in a line and deployed whatevers. The whatevers of it all, that we all deserve an honest answer to what it is. Right? Without having to have all these permissions to do this, that, and this, we should be able to pull out an air checker any plane we're on anytime we want. What's that? That's an air checker for the plane. What, are they going to suddenly fly you through a clean path? I've shown you many times there isn't a place on this planet. Let's see if they got yesterday yet. You know, have they fixed the ability for me to look closely? Let's look. I want to see yesterday. There's a place in particular I want to look at. I want to look at it all day. Oh, you got it up here? Great. There's supposed to be a fire going on out here. I definitely see smoke. Not where I'm expecting it. Okay, so it hasn't shown up yet. They're burning this island. So I'll be watching for the smoke. It hasn't shown up yet. Palma de Mallorca. Look at all the smoke here. So the volcano might be kicking off over here. Old Stromboli or one of them over there will be kicking his tap. Kicking his tap. As you see the stripe, they're like bomb with the all pointing right at it. Dan, 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 dan. They exploded shit in your skies. Boom! What was Australia yesterday? I don't know how far I was going to go. I can take a quick whammo right down here to the Antarctic regions, right in on New Zealand, just get right in here. look right close to and say, I see a little bit of blue there. Bam, 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 to hair, there, everywhere as we get over toward the whole caca of it all. They had to, what the hell is that? It's all blurred out already. Maybe Arden had a visit in her dreams. What's this got? The sacred cow on top of its head? What in the hell are they drawn in your sky? Yeah, we'll have a further look at this image. Yeah, man, we used to call it geosculpting. One night they would use it. This computer has different keyboard. Hang on, I gotta find it. There it is. There we go. What is that? Was he telling you to drink more milk? What, with this fallout in it? You know, to look back, you wouldn't think much of it till you zoomed in, or we go over here to this part of New Zealand here, just over the sacred waters that are being treated in a very sacrilegious way for all animals out here. They might have their own church going on, and look what you did with this green shit. There ain't a factory out here. You could blame that. Any cars on fire. That's a chemical catalyst deployment that is streaming over here toward the population of these people and running into this wall of EMF and settling down. Oh, those are just noctilescent clouds. Yeah, caused by what kind of ice? These little dots in here, these bombs, in a grid? In a grid? Do I need to measure that? Or somebody's highness is going to steal that word too? Look, it's a grid, man. Screenshot that, get your ruler out and check it. Put it down here next to the grid. Now, this thing is a grid. It's rudimentary. Whammo. How much more calculated can you get with your explosions? Oh, with the grids. And what is refracting the light in these ice crystals? Why are we letting them do this? Did they just write USA upside down out here? They had some kind of army shit and they said, haha, look what I could do? We deserve to know. We all deserve an honest answer for why in the hell is this cloud out here looking at this blowing snot out? It snows over my ocean. These are not naturally occurring cloud formations. Take a quick examples of that. Decade I've been taking pictures, bless of this. My goodness. And then today. That was yesterday. And you didn't tell them to kiss your bum yesterday, so they did it again today. Bombed you and bombed you and bombed you. It's a cluster bomb, sir. It is. Look right in the center. There's the dot. There's the squares. They made a mistake. They let me at worldview tonight. I'm glad. Thank you, Oneness, for the oneness for us all on that one, so we can show the criminality of what's going on with the geoengineering creating clouds. Well, where's the real center of this storm? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Or is it just an absolute shit show of geoengineering where people are playing God with weather machines? Come on. Do you need anything more obvious than that? It's not a cinnamon swirl from Cinnabon. Oh boy. Oh boy. The toxicity here over these beautiful forests. These pristine lands that don't deserve to have this sickness mix that was very similar to this a deployment that was done. And I'll have to look, because this looks like the same type stuff. Okay. It may take a moment for me to find this. Yeah, I don't want 9248, no thank you. I'm going to go back to take the Wayback Machine to 2016. I'm going to move up to October. And this is the day that changed my life. It's the day I saw this. Over Australia. Right, this type of deployment is very similar to a deployment of Agent Orange over the jungles and other deployments used during Operation Popeye during the Vietnam War. And I got very upset. It went very far inland. And it went on for days, this type deployment. Yeah, they got you direct as they move the plumes across the country. See, it's up here that day, it's fresh deployment. As they sicken this nation, and then 7 days after that first deployment, I showed people in the cities over here started dying. 7 people did. And that's the day I gave up everything I own and started traveling the world, saying I've got to tell people we're being killed and then show how. And I'm seeing again today this look. And it's just very upsetting to me to see this again today being done to this nation. It's the same type deployment that was done during Operation Popeye. And so I'm going to have to issue a toxic air alert for Australia today. The big SWAT has been directed over the top of you. And it's been very hard for me to try to figure out how to tell you. Okay, so the best way to tell you is just to tell you. You had a big deployment. And it looks like another deployment is being done now over this direction here. But I don't have the same full color imagery yet this morning. If I put it on the day-night, it won't look the same. So we'll have another look. But it looks like there's been a big deployment along this way here. It's not just an EMF wave. You've got stuff streaming across. And I've got it moving rather fast. And what came up over here will come over here. What is in these firecrackers here? Only the deployer of the firecracker knows. And even then, they might not know. Whoever ordered it did it. Here, set this off. Could possibly go wrong. That's what I wanted to show you as far as that, but I didn't want to show you. Get some action coming for the United States here after the 5s. Anybody not familiar with the United States? These are the numbers. It's the 12s, the 24s, the 3s, and the 5s. Befores and afters are the numbers. I don't do mainstream terminology because, well, terminology has settled science. And they're going to be a big SWAT to something brought ashore over here from the Gulf of Mexico through the southern United States. And that's a lot of rain coming for them. You don't really have anything huge on the 5s as New Zealand. You have a little bit coming after that. So, and that'll be affecting the coast roads of Australia. And I'll show you that here in the end. So that's really you guys. And I must now give a little bit of a warning to these folks. And they'll need both of these. Because they don't understand Celsius yet. I have to cater. Right, you got some action coming on the 10s here, coming up through the Carolinas as they backed up the river of moisture over here. They sent a huge tendril south this way here. And that's going to affect the weather here probably in about 12 days to 14 days over there in New Zealand way because of the corridors created. So I'm watching this created a tendril that's been, is going to stream across in a very straight line. It's going to really kind of hang here a bit, and I can see it hitting a few of the crop fields over here that Bill Gates has yet to buy. Maybe Oprah's got her dog running around with the flamethrower. I don't know. The Terminator. I know it's not funny, but it's possible. You know, when you see stuff like this done today, and I've seen stuff like this that I know killed people, I think is absolutely the causation over the pristine waters, and these people died. Look at these deployments that our oppressors did to us. Yeah, but then they came out with some kind of an asthma vaccine straightly after that. It seems to, everything seems to be linked to a vaccine. Far too often. This image, I'm not very happy with this MYH. I'm just going to get rid of that graphic right there. A lot of deployments out here over like, what's this, Kilgorley or wherever the hell you pray. That place over there with the girlies in it. Yeah, right out here. The groovy girlies. Instead of the groovy ghoulies. Yeah, that'll be right. But the ooga boogas, hunga bunga, zany zoo of it all. Look at the waveform of the triangles like a slice of pizza hanging in the sky. Whammo, as the waveform comes right through it in this direction here. Boom. This is just toggling it. I'll tell you what, when they put a slice in the sky, I'll give them a pepperoni for that one. This is as unnatural looking a cloud formation as you can get. Look at the bombs in this. You can see them right here. I'm going to point right at them. Whole field of bombs right here. Boom, boom. The boom, boom of it here. Not just microwaves going by. That one making boogeyman pizza face too. Oh my God, look at the loopiness. Anybody catch any low Low flyer there down your flight trackers doing any loops out here? Because you drop bombs in their wake right here. Boom, 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 boom. Those are smalls. That's low level deployment. See right here, the cluster of it all. It's a clusterfuck, sir. This is our sky. Imagine what's in the food. If they're doing this in the sky, right in front of your eyes, and they just lie to you. They'll add it to a movie with dinosaurs that didn't even have a jet plane. Or go back in the 1930s movie before the very first commercial flight, a BOAC flight to, I believe it was Johannesburg, from somewhere in London, I believe it was. And that was the first flights. You wouldn't see it before. That was in March of 53 or 54. I'll have to look it up. If you want to split hairs that bad, go find out for me and tell us all. Right? Because that's how it's done. Always remember the answer is we. And if you don't believe that, go sit under a tree. Just sit there. You'll figure it out. Whoa, that big chemtrail just came out of nowhere, didn't it? Just, hi, let's move the wrong direction. Everything's going one way. That thing just says, hi, I'm going to just come right up here because the program says so. See, that was done. But it hit a nucleation line right here and here, so the electrical's connected. So this on one level's electrics, and that could connect and pull the whole line up. This looks like what happened. What did they skyrocket? Whoa, this one over here is waving its arms. Hi, crazy happy cloud man. Crazy happy cloud man. That ain't me. We ain't crazy for seeing this, you know. I'd rather be crazy than an asshat. I'd rather wear a tinfoil hat than be wearing my ass. And they're all pointing at the same direction, like V's. Hi, where to throw your dart? Like if you're in the dark, what would you, if you had a video game, where would you take a shot at something before the secret praise in this? Right, if you was playing a game, everything's pointing right here. Go, press that button, move that brick, get the prize. It's all pointing right here. These are chem bombs. I didn't have much weather to show you today, so I thought I'd do this. I can show you what's they say is going to occur. And I think you might want to notice, USA. The whole drag of you guys' weather is so boring to me. It's like, oh my God, here's when you're finally going to get something. And then they're gonna come for your old coast road eyes. Yeah, you better bring that paddle, because Schitt's Creek is coming to you. You'll see. Here it comes. They got the nice winter cold box roller down there by Antarctica. Here she comes. I call the boxes. They're square now. They ain't round. The old box rolling along. Only thing missing is the cat in sight. Going tuck. Yeah, hit you as it goes by. There we go. As we finally get a little bit of action here, just touching it, just the tip there. A little cold there. Have that little kiss there, and then down the nucleation. And a tendril comes down from the tropics in the Indian Ocean, directed from well the hell over here into this to a huge pressure system. I mean, this son of a bitch, it's got a bubble up. And it's actually dipping hot curry from up there right on top of the cold stuff, I think, you know. And maybe, I don't know, might be smelling like dinner out there. Bring your bowl of rice with you, but it's going to get cold quick. Oh, yeah, they got this set up. You see how quick they can bring a tendril all the way from here. They can work it up and say, okay, we need it now. 200 mile an hour top winds sometimes, 150 very regular. Yep. I said sometimes. I remember having one on a jet plane ride one time, and boy, did we move fast. See that? Just moving right along the lines of the 20s. That seems to be the conducer. Then you'll have to put something on to be the seducer to bring that around the corner. And what's the seducer pressures? Make a bubble up. Encourages it right down there. And this is the one I've been watching. I've been watching this. And that's possibly that tendril move they've been doing it from finally moving the Amazon flow back where it belongs. To come some of it down into the southern Atlantic, because they've been holding it up into the north. And that's how they fucked Los Angeles. Oh, they ain't done yet. That water's still coming. Yeah, it's rolling there hard. San Bernardino took a hit, and the water's coming out of the drains. Yeah, the drainage. It's very predictable how that would work. It's just flow, pressures and flow. Now here's where we're getting a little bit interesting here. If we've had these tendrils hit all along this coast road now for a couple days, right, where then there was nothing, right, the bingos. So I'm watching it very closely what's going to happen here around the end of the month because of how you guys got wet. So you can expect a few totals here coming, like I said, at the end of the fives, from the really nothings to the somethings for most of the Australian coastline of New South Wales and Queensland. You see this? Do you think that's staying out here? No. Yeah, you see inches, don't you? So you're about to have an event here about 5 days from now. So we're gonna keep our eyes on this. And nobody's panicking. We're just never fear. We just prepare, don't we? Yeah, that's just to give you an idea. That's about 4 centimeters hitting along the highway line here. And that means all the side roads here getting the same amounts. They're going to have it drain toward that road. So all the low areas and bridges are going to have some issues. Fields is going to definitely have some issues. Get your tractors out of the way. You got a few days to go, but don't be admitting me underwater over there. Minimongs. Bada bing, bada bang, bada bong. Geoengineering is wrong. Yep. Why do they do this? Because all of us at once have not said no more, no more. I am not the system's whore. There's just a whole bunch of us doing it, but not enough. That's why. Mary Winnie. Say, did they have a small penis over here? Maybe this was a you guys, Mary Winnie. Oh yeah, that's a good railroad crossing. What was that, a turnaround point? I definitely seen a loop track here. Oh yeah, that'll be a good place for the concentration camp to concentrate the efforts of the new reach. Boy, if they come for the fucking land. Boy, if they burn down some places. Boy, do they want us to think they got sympathy. Interrupts his Lake Tahoe vacation. He's the president of the United States. He should never be on vacation. You got people in the States that get a job and don't get a holiday for a fucking year. These son of a bitches are getting a holiday like it's so damn stressful on the golf course. But look what they're going to do to Acapulco over here. Yeah, here's a poke right in the old wazoo for them. And I believe theirs is at the end of the fives too. Nope, it's fairly eminent now. Because I was calling for some very heavy totals. What was this region here? Just right around here. Yeah, I was calling for about a foot of rain. I had to hit them on the tens, and it's liking it. It's looking like it. Yep. And as that stuff then butts against their mountains, it washes down into these resorts, right? And it wipes out all these little areas around here. And for somebody to get these really great views. And so a lot of these areas of Acapulco and stuff where all the workers are going to have a hard time. Okay, so I'm going to suggest some shop owners start to take the time to get some of your stock in the air. So when the flash flood comes through, you don't have to be holding to a loan from the bank to stay in business or might be able to pay your bills still. Because there's going to be a washout through here. Maybe they wanted a tram line and everybody said no. And they'll have it now. Acapulco. All these places that you seen on the love boat are about to take a hit. It's getting higher. There's a tendril offshore here. It might be saying, hi, have 100 more mils. Great. As they're working a storm up and across again. This is not good. Well, all that has is pretty much just raining in there, sluicing. And then they're going to let it go. And it's going to be a spinner to come across. Pretty much all set to come low. Depends what comes on the Mexico side here on the top, because they're bringing another tendril across. As you can see here, there's very, very heavy rains through the passage here by the Yucatan Peninsula. Gitmo is right over here. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to my world of geography. Yeah, you want to see it? Oh, you Gitmo fans. There's McDonald's in here. That's like USA South down there. Well, they're fixing to get a bet. Yeah. And not too good for the Dominican Republic and Haiti over here, right? They get some major tendril of moisture has been worked into the Gulf of Mexico. So my heart goes out to these people in advance. And really, as this tendril gets moved to shore. Yeah, the geoengineers have been killing pretty indiscriminately around the world for quite a long time. Quite a long time. Well, we can have a quick look at what they're to expect. Because it looks like they're in the danger of an imminent front. as they keep screaming their climate chaos, and we keep screaming, please stop spraying toxins in our skies and playing Mother Nature. You'll never get it right. You can't transition Mother Nature. Mother Nature just must nurture nature. She mothers nature. And your nature, whether you believe it or not. If you ain't never believed you were a part of nature, maybe that's part of the problem. Hey, that's a hover storm. You're gonna get it smacked. What's the wind's gonna be like? Oh yeah, we're gonna give them the WhatsApp. What are they doing to him? It really just looks like a tropical storm. Yeah, that's just tropical storm. And she gets organized. She's a drifter. Where's the USA getting theirs? It's not making sense. Ah. And then she says hi. Where'll I go to New York? Where'll I go here? Will I go there? East or west or the cuckoo's nest is what it all. They're just getting the drag behind storm. Something's creeped up from the Yucatan. So really, that's the moving the tendril back across from here is going to collect over here and move up. That makes sense. And they're dropping a lot of water in this one area. If that thing open ocean came at you with all that water, let's say like Louisiana, where this thing is probably panhandle of Florida, maybe where it should come ashore. If it comes on that trajectory, she'll come off through here and make a beeline. With winds in the high tropical storm, low hurricane strength. I've already looked at this one earlier. Yeah, it takes a lot of homework, so I gotta slip back. All I'm going to give you, UAC, is that as it comes ashore and the pressures kind of compress on each other, you'll watch the wind pick up. So it'll look like a hurricane, and it's very possible that this data will change because that is right getting on the edges. If it had said 74, it would be a hurricane. So right there, that's, and depending where they measured at, they would be measuring it at up here at 10,000 feet. That's where you measure the winds. And if the wind speeds are 82 miles an hour, even out here, that is a hurricane. And that will be definitely considered a hurricane when it comes ashore. So that's what's looking like. The month will end with a hurricane bearing down on the panhandle of Florida. Yep. Right. New snows, New Zealand. Back to you. You got some snows coming. Yeah, you do. It's going to creep. It's going to creep. The creeping snows, I'll turn the pressure off. Oh boy, it was so good not to be under pressure anymore. Right back to that. Nothing on the threes. Oh, the creeper. Down and down here. You expect it. It's wintertime. And then, oh, wow. Cold is hitting, and that'll create the cold trush that's going to fuel some weather that's going to be coming at the end of the month. See what I mean? GFS is showing very, very good totals up to many of these areas. See it? Yeah. So we'll be giving that storms a closer look and see what kind of sprays it takes to make these conditions and what kind of beams it takes to manipulate, and then look at the plans and try to predict when they're going to do beams. And then maybe even say stuff like, doesn't that look just like the Operation Popeye deployment? This is one from 2016 in October. And it led to people dying. And I called it chem bomb asthma. And they called it thunderstorm asthma. They've always got an excuse. They've always got a way. Until we all at once say, no more. No more. We are not the system's horse. Big love. Stay safe.